Hey everyone, welcome back to Anna Nail School English channel. So in today's video we are going to go back and learn acrylic extensions one more time. So before we do any kind of extension, we all know we have to start with dry manicure. So for the dry manicure, here I am using a metallic pusher to push back my cuticles, and I normally use a orange wood stick, but this time I decided I'll use a orange wood stick. Sorry, I use a metallic pusher. So while pushing back, you can also scrape off any dead skin around the cuticle area. So if you can, you do the pushing or removal of cuticle using this. In case if you have any stubborn skin stuck on the nails, do not do too much like scraping using the metallic pusher. Just make sure that you are either using a electric file or a hand file to file them off. Okay, just make sure you are not actually damaging the nails using your metallic pusher. So with orange wood stick we don't have that risk, but with metallic pusher we always have that risk of scraping of the actual natural nail. Okay, actually I am not really well. I have a very bad cold. Because of that I am having a little difficulty talking, so please excuse me for that. Okay, coming back to the dry manicure. So here I switched to my machine. I'm using an electric file and I'm using a flame bit here. So when I'm doing my dry manicure, I always, most of the time, I use my reverse mode because that's what I'm comfortable with most of the time, and I switch to the forward mode whenever I need to like really deep clean the left side of my nails. Okay, and my machine is running at a speed of 18,000 rpm. You can go up to 20,000 rpm, but if you're a beginner, I don't recommend going up to 20,000. You can stick with 10,000, 8,000 or something, and once you are comfortable enough, then you can increase your speed. And with electric file, speed is very important because the faster you run that machine, then your work is easy without too much time. You can clean your nail plate, but this is not for beginners. This is only for professionally experienced nail techs. Okay, if you're a beginner, then stick with your under 10,000 speed. Okay, now once I have cleaned the entire area of entire area of my nail plate, I switched it back to the forward mode because I am here on the thumb. I am doing my left side of the nail. So whenever I am going clockwise, I use reverse mode. Whenever I am going anti-clockwise, I am on a forward mode. Okay, so that's how we switch between forward and reverse. Okay, so we are again continuing with the dry manicure. Once we are done with the electric file, just dust it off and then we can switch to a hand file. If you have like a sand band, then you can use the sand band to remove the shine from the nail plate. So I am just going to go and use my hand file. This is a 180 grit hand file. So we don't have to put so much pressure on or anything. Just gently buff the shine from the nail plate. Okay, just make sure we have like a very matte surface before we start with any kind of product application. So the better you do the cleaning job, your durability, your retention of your extensions will be longer. Okay, so if you don't do the base or the foundation, which is our dry manicure, if you don't do that right, that's when we have like lifting problem. Okay, so I'm also gently reshaping the edges, free edges of my nail plate, so that I have like a really nice round shape around the free edge area. I will be using paper foams to do my nails today. So whenever I do extension, I always make sure I'm trimming of the natural nail as short as I can. In case if any of your clients says no, I want to keep my natural nails with the natural nails, I want to have extension, then you can do that. But otherwise, just make sure you are trimming your natural nail as short as you can. After buffing, I started trimming my cuticle. So I'm using a cuticle nipper. Once this is done, you can use an alcohol wipe to clean your nail plate. You can also ask the client to wash their hands, but I personally prefer just using a lint free wipe and alcohol to clean the nail plate. Just make sure we don't have any dust or moist or anything on the nail plate. We have to make sure that it's absolutely clean. Okay, the foundation has to be solid. Now let's prep the foam. So I'm using this paper foam. So I think this I bought from some Instagram sellers. So I'm going to explain how I use the foams. Okay, so first of all we have to peel off that sticker. Then I'm going to use that small part right below the opening of the foam. Then I'm going to close the front side of the foam, and then I'm going to cut and open it. So you can use your hands to tear it open, but I prefer a scissor. And now if you see, I do not close the foam from the bottom side entirely. I keep it as it is. So now we'll come back to the second part, but before that I'm going to apply the next product, which is our dehydrator. So dehydrator basically removes oil, moisture from your nail plate. After the dehydrator you can apply a thin layer of primer. So I'm using an acid free primer. Once the primer is on, then you can start the product application. So for the application I'm using acrylic powder today. So this is from a brand called TNT. It's a beautiful pinkish, light pinkish color shade, one of my favorite, and I'm using the monomer from the same brand. So I recommend you use monomer and powder from the same brand, and the brush is a Kolinsky number 8 brush that I'll show you later. Coming back to the foam fitting, so first I just put the foam like this, and then I checked how the alignment of the foam with my natural nails. I also marked the growth point of my nails. So I'm going to give it a cut around the growth point. This we do because we want the foam to roll and become a pipe like shape. Okay, so now that if you see, now my foam is more flexible, so I again put it underneath my nails, and then I start by closing the back side of the foam, so that there is a hold onto the foam. Okay, so when you close it, you have to make sure it's not coming out of the nail plate. You have to just close it gently. The pressure should be towards the fingers so that it doesn't move out of your fingernails, and then you can close it. So when you look from the top side, your foam should look like this, kind of a cylinder shape. It should always be inside your nails, and from the sides it should be straight with your natural nail plate, and obviously from the back side when you look at it, it should be straight. Okay, so now let's begin with the product application. So first I'm going to start with prepping my brush. So I dipped the brush in the monomer, and then I picked up a bead. So when you pick up the bead, don't push your brush inside the powder. It should always be on one side. Okay, don't drag, don't push in, just make the contact, then do hold it for 2-3 seconds, and then dab, and you will get a perfect bead. Okay, so now let's just do the actual work here. I picked up a nice bead here, and I am going to start building my free edge. So as you can see, I released the bead at the center of my free edge, and I am not going over the nail plate yet. I am going to just create my free edge here. So I placed it, then I moved the excess towards both the sides, then I am going to push it and make it connect to my natural nail. Okay, so we have like a half semicircle nail plate, and I am making the product to attach to that semicircle that I filed and shaped my natural nail. Okay, so basically this is just like a tip. We are connecting the product from to the edges of our natural nails. Okay, and any excess you have, you can pull and extend the length of the nail blade. So this time do not worry about the thickness and all. You just extend the nail and form or build the shape that you wanted, and then later we can build up the thickness. Especially for beginners, that is the major worry. Most of the people, my students also say, okay, my nails are super thin. So don't worry about it. You can always take another bead and build up the thickness. So now the question is, how much thickness can I have? Okay, so you should have like a credit card level thickness to your extension. Can be a little less than the credit card thickness, but not more than that for sure. Okay, so now here, as you can see, I picked up another bead because I wanted the nails to be a little bit more longer. Normally whenever I want extra large nails, it's not extra large per se, but whenever I want a little longer nails, I mostly use a number 12 brush, but this is a number 8 brush. Because of that, my beads are like a minimum shaped or medium sized beads only. So I wanted more products, I picked up, I extended the length again with that extra bead. Okay, so you don't have to panic. You can work with acrylic. Just take the product, In case if it's too small or something, you can release it and then take another bead, but this way you can build up the length and shape of the nail. And now as far as the thickness is concerned, you can always go back, take another bead and build up the thickness. Okay. Now it's time for us to apply the second bead. So I placed another bead right below where I started with the first bead, and then first moved it side to side, and then I'm going to pull that excess product towards the free edge. Okay, again still we don't have enough thickness here. Let me remind you that I'm going to build up that later. So again, if you take like a big enough second bead, still you can make it like you can build up the thickness. So as you can see, I picked up another bead and I added it where I wanted the thickness to start from, because the second bead already covered a little bit of area, but the rest I picked up another bead and I built the extra thickness that I wanted. Now comes the third bead. So normally I prefer doing a 3 bead application technique, but if I am going to go for like extra large nails, then I don't mind going for a 4 bead application. Or if I'm doing a smaller nail, then instead of 3 beads I can get it done in 2 beads also. So that's totally up to you. In my opinion, as a tech, you should know how to apply the product flawlessly. Okay, that is what the most important lesson that you have to master. And once you know that, then you can play with it, and then you can come up with your own way of doing things, and you can make it faster. And now the cuticle bead, last bead. So I picked up a bead, placed it a little far from the cuticle area, then using the brush I let the bead form the clay like structure, and then I pushed it towards the cuticle area and also the side walls, and then I blended it. So here I have a little extra what we call gap between the last bead, the cuticle bead, and the skin, which is totally fine. We can add more, but normally I don't prefer leaving that gap because my bead was a little smaller. I had to do that. So I picked up a little bit more bead and I filled whatever gap I had over there, and I blended it with my rest of the nails. And take your time, build it, and the apex, the overall architecture and the blending, everything you have to keep in the mind. And this is how the nails looks like before we even file it. Next, I followed the same technique on all the nails, and then now it's time for us to take off the forms. You just pinch it and pull it off and your forms will come off. Okay, so that's how it looks like after drying. Now I did like a rough filing, and then I'm using an electric file to just fine tune the cuticle area. Sorry, here the video was a little out of screen, so I basically used the electric file to kind of file and blend the cuticle area so that it won't lift. Okay, so this is how our nails looks like after filing and shaping. So today I have something different in mind, so I'm going to do like a black ombre halfway through, then I'm going to add a little bit of metallic pigments, and then let's see how it's gonna come. So I used a sponge here, so I dabbed and I let the polish get into the sponge, and then I dab. Again the video is out of the screen, so when you are doing your own nails, it's so difficult to keep the hands in the camera. I keep forgetting. Anyways, so I'm just going to dab. So this is a gel liner that I have used. I think if I had used the patch gel, then it would have been like more pigmented, but anyways, this is how it came out. It's okay, but I was not really happy, and it was too late, so I didn't bother to like add on or like make it perfect or anything. So next I'm going to apply a top coat, because we are going to add chrome powder over it. So it's a thin layer of top coat, no wipe top coat, and then I'm going to cure it for like 30 seconds. So 30 or 35-40 seconds, up to 40 seconds. Okay, so whenever you want to apply a chrome powder, mirror powder, any kind of powder, just make sure your top coat is kind of cured up to like 30 second or 40 second only, otherwise your powder won't stick over it. Okay, so this is the powder that I am going to use. This is kind of a mermaid powder, or you can say pearl finish powder. So I used eyeshadow applicator. Again, I'm out of screen. Okay, so again I started rubbing the powder over the nails, and this is how it's coming out. So wherever I don't have the black, it has a different finish. Wherever I have that black base, then I have like a different finish. And after this, I did apply a top coat and I cured it. So finally, this is how it looks like. If you ask me, do I love it, then no, I don't love it, but it's okay. I liked it. It's not too bad, but I like the way the nails came out, the shape and all. But the final, if it maybe I could have added some pearls or something, but anyways, so that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like it, don't forget to like, share, comment, all those good things. I'll see you soon on my next video. Until then, stay safe, stay happy. Thank you for watching.